Hey guys, it's Maymay and welcome to the first in a 5-video series in a collab with me and Melody Lane. This series is called The Joy of Christmas. For the next 5 Saturdays through the month of July, we'll be bringing you videos using only the Cricut Joy and Christmas themed projects. So this is my first one. In the description below, you'll find a link to Melody Lane. Be sure to go check her out and subscribe and send her some love. So I thought, what better way to start than simple? Like, I just want to show you how simple the Joy is and how quick we can make a project. So here's what I've done. I have my iPad here. I've opened my Cricut Joy app. I'm going to scroll up, and where it says insert cards, we're going to browse. Now, I happen to have the insert cards from the Joy. I'll get those and show you. This is just letting me know that I can add full if I want to. I'm not interested in that. Let me get those insert cards to show you what they are. So this is what the insert pack looks like. You get an insert piece, a card base, and envelopes. You get a set of 10 in here. And what you'll need is the card mat to make this work. This one's called Card Mat. I'll show you how to use it. But this is what we're going to be working with. Let me turn this where you can see it. This is the little glitter insert. This is my card base, and then this is my envelope. So let's make our project. So here's what I'm going to do. The first thing is, I don't want to scroll through 1,214 card options. I want to do a search, and I want to type in Christmas, and we're going to narrow this down because I know I'm doing a Christmas card. Then I'm going to scroll through. Now, I want to do simple, and here's the reason. I'm using a black card mat, and I don't want to have to use a lot of color on here because it won't show up. Now, I may use a glitter pen. That will work, and we'll see. But I'm not looking for something that's got, like, this is mostly drawing. I want to stay away from that for just a second. We can do that in another one, but let me scroll through and see what I find. I love this one. I think this little card, I'm going to click on it, make it bigger. I think that is so cute. I got it. I understand about foil. So look, I think that is so cute with the little package, and I think it'll look cute with the black and the red. So let's do it. So I'm going to click Start Making. Y'all, this couldn't be easier. Couldn't be easier. Now, all I need to do is tell it what size I'm making. So the insert cards I'm using are an A2, but if you don't know that, right here it will tell you 4.25 by 5.5, so you'll know which ones you're working with. So we're doing a medium card, so I'm going to click that, and then next. And look, it says this is what we're making. Now, I can change the colors if I want, but that doesn't matter to me at this point. If I was doing pins or drawing or something like that, and I wanted to see how it would look, I could do that, but that doesn't matter to me because we're just doing the cutout. All right, material, insert cardstock, material load on a card mat, and it's telling me what size. So I'm going to go Make It. Now I'm going to select my accessory, and I'm actually surprised that it's recognizing the Joy because I think she's asleep. Let me pull her over here. So I'm going to click on Joy so that it can recognize her. I'm going to open her up and see if that'll wake her up. Good deal. It's connected. Perfect. That was easy. All right, let me get my card mat ready. Here's what I love about this, especially this app. Look what it's doing. It's literally telling me everything to do. Remove protective mat cover. Done. Then it says, from top left, insert back side of folded card under plastic divider. So my folded card is here. The back side is here. This card mat, let me show you, has this separation. This protects the back of the card while the Cricut's cutting on the front of the card. So what I'm going to do is feed this in, just like so, and then stick that down. Then it says, press card down to adhere to mat. Done that. Insert mat under guides, arrow in first until roller grips load. Arrow in, and this is what I love about the Joy. It just loads for you, and it even like checks to make sure you have enough material for what you're making. All right, it's loading and measuring my material. And now it says, instructions for installing the blade. This is telling me make sure I have the blade in. My blade is already in, so I can say go. And because we're using the Cricut Card Mat sets, it already knows the material. I don't even have to tell it what material I'm cutting. So now we'll let this guy process. So we're 100% done. We are complete. I can tell it to unload. So we're going to unload the mat and then look. Now, I'm going to tell you something before we take this off the mat. I'm not the biggest fan of the Cricut cardstock, the one that has texture, because sometimes it doesn't cut very well. But I'm noticing, and I was wondering, I'm noticing that it looks as though it's cut these very, very well. So we're going to remove this from the bat. Now, I'm not just going to go pulling it. That's one thing I don't like to do either. I want to try to let it kind of release on its own. So it's harder to do with these mats because it's a double layer mat and it's thick, but go ahead and kind of loosen it before you just grab it and pull it. So you see how I'm just kind of working it? Now I'll get my hand into there and it'll probably release even easier now that I've worked it a little bit. I do not want to tear any of this very delicate piece. It's very delicate. Let's keep working it a little bit. Matter of fact, let me get a spatula. So this is my spatula, and I love this tool. It's an oldie, oldie, oldie. When you've been doing Cricut a long time, you collect tools from all the times that they release things, and this is one of my faves. Very delicate work. Let me get this guy off the mat. So check this out. Look how cute this piece is. I think we can totally use that on another card. I'm gonna leave it on the mat and pull it off later. Obviously not this part because the little bottom piece is gone, but isn't that awesome? I will totally use that bow somewhere else because it's gorgeous. Okay, so let me reset the work surface and we'll put our card together. So I've got all the little cuts out, and you can see here in the corners, these little pieces here, this is where you put your insert in. This is what makes the image really pop in the front. Got a little piece there I need to get. This is what makes the image really pop in the front. And here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to glue this guy down because I want those pieces to stick really well. So I'm just gonna do a little test run here and see if we fit well. We do. So here's what I'm gonna do. Let me put this on something so you can see it. Put it like that. I'm gonna take my fine metal tip and I'm gonna run through here and add glue because I think I will be happier if all of this kind of lays down on the card. I'm not going to glue every little bit. I just want to make sure there's a little bit of glue here and there so that it will stick down. Let's add some to that E. And then the same to the bow area because it is very delicate. Then just around it, I'm going to add some. You don't have to do this part. I just like it better when the insert lays down flatter. So I'm just adding glue wherever the insert will touch. And now let's put our insert in. You see how it just slides in like that? You just lift and slide. Again, delicate until you glue it down. So I'm trying to be easy here. There we go. Then I can just flatten that out just fine like so. Turn this over and look how beautiful. Now I do have glue, but do not worry, art glitter glue dries away. It will go away. You won't even see it. Get everything pressed. Look how cute that is. I love the black and red. Of course, you know me. Those are my colors. So I'm noticing I've got a little lift right here. I'm just going to take my fine metal tip and stick it underneath there and put a little glue and press that into place. And that will take care of that little bit as well. And maybe right up here. You can just kind of look and see. Wherever it's not sticking really well, just add a little glue. I like to do that. You don't have to. Again, the insert will stay in. I just like to do it because I like it to lay down nice and flat. Okay, so there is the outside of our card. But when we open it up, on the inside, it's kind of plain. So I think it'll be cute if we write or we do as insert for inside here. Now, you could use your stamps here, or you could let the Joy write, which is what we're going to do. So I'm going to let the Cricut write on my insert. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm still in the Joy app, and I've scrolled up all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to click on Design Your Own, okay? So I'm going to start designing, and I'm going to be doing portrait because my card is portrait, and I want to change these dimensions. So I'm going to change this to the size of my cardstock. So it is 5.25. Oops, let me get rid of that. So it's 5.25 by 4, okay? So that is the size of the cardstock that I'm working with. So I want to say next, and then I'm going to add text. So down at the bottom here, there's a T. I'm going to tap that T. Now, the text I want to say Merry Christmas. I'm going to hit return and do Christmas. And then that's all I want this box to say. So I'm going to do the check mark. Okay, so there is the wording I want to do. Now, what I want to tap next is this little piece right here, the little writing. That's what I want to tap because it changes this to a writing font instead of a cut, okay? So now I want to edit it and pick my font. So right over here, you see this little thin A? That's the one I want to tap on. The reason is I think that'll do more what I'm looking for. And I'm going to find a font that I want to use. And these are single line fonts, which I love. Look how pretty they are. Ooh, that's gorgeous. Let's look at that. Oh, look how pretty that is. I like that one. So I think I'm going to go with that one for this. I'm going to do the check mark, and then I'm going to slide this one up. And notice how it kind of will give me those reference lines, those little red reference lines. It lets me know this is in the center of the card. But you can center it if you need to. If it gets off, you can come right here and go to alignment and put it in the center. Isn't that cool? Okay, so let me get out of there. I like this up here in this area, but now I want to add another text. I want to put like our signature, okay? So down at the bottom, I'm going to hit this plus, and I'm going to go to the text again, and here I'm going to write from, oh, I need to get rid of the text that's in there, my bad. So from, and then I'm going to do a comma, and I'm going to hit return, and I'm going to put the return Helms, because that is our last name. All right, and then I'm going to say okay to that, and I'm going to slide this down. Now, I don't want it to look the same. I want it to be different. So I'm going to go to this little well, I don't have to do the writing. I've already got the writing style on. I'm going to go to the little A, and I'm going to edit the font. So I think I will use, I saw one that I thought was really cute. Let's see this one. Nah, it's not my favorite. Let's keep looking. This is the part that takes me forever, is finding fonts. The other thing I want you to see is, notice how this font has an A for access, but this one doesn't. This one means it's included in my subscription. This one means it's not. So I'm just going to keep looking and make sure I find one that is. Don't care for that one. Let's try this one. Oh, I think I like this one. All right, so let's check here. Yes, I like this. Now, I want this to be over to the side a little bit, not directly underneath. And that way, if we want to sign or something, we have a little bit of room to sign. Didn't mean to do that. I tapped the wrong thing. Let's move it again. So that's how I want it to look. So I'm going to say done. Look how cute this is going to be. And I'm going to say next. So we're ready to make our card, and it's telling us what size that this is designed on. Now, we have to make a little edit. I will show you. I'm going to say next. Here is where you're going to choose what material you're going to use. I'm just using this medium size cardstock on my mat, and see, it's telling me my material size. I can change that to be 12 inches because you can do a 12-inch mat, but I don't need that. So I'm going to go back, but let me show you what we need to do. We need to do a preview. Let me show you why. When we preview, we will see that this mat, it sees the whole mat. It does not see the size we're using. So what we need to do is pay attention to where our word is ending. Do you see my word ends almost at the 4-inch mark? Because of that, that tells me I want to move this over a little bit. And what that means to me is I want to center my material on my mat. That's basically what I'm doing. Now, the Cricut's going to tell you to load it to this far corner, but if I do that, my words are going to end right on my 4-inch. So I just wanted to move it over just slightly, okay? It's just a little thing I do just to make sure that everything's where it's supposed to be. Now we're going to say make it. We're going to let that guy connect. And this is where we're going to put our cardstock on. This is where it was going to tell you to put it in the corner. Don't do that. Not for this time. Not for this time. All right, so let's load it in. It is loading, and now we're just going to follow the instructions. The next thing it's going to tell us to do is to change out the pen. Now, it's telling me to use the black, but I want to use red because I think that'll be pretty for Christmas. And I'm going to take my little blade out. Now, here's a tip you guys taught me. If you take the blade, there's a little magnet up here for the door to close. This little magnet will hold your blade there for you until you need it again, and you won't lose it. All right, put the red pen in, close down the blade housing, and tell it to go. While this is due, and I want to show you a couple things I really like. Number one is this little progress wheel. I love being able to see how much time I've got to kind of walk away and come back. The other thing I love is, now I did mine very generic, Merry Christmas from the Helms. But if you wanted to write a note to someone, a very specific note, and maybe you were like me and don't love your handwriting, this is a great way to do it because you can put anything you want inside and the Cricut will write it for you nice and neat. I have atrocious handwriting, so this makes things really easy for me. Okay, so I'm done with this guy, so I can finish. If you want to save it, you can save this. I'm not going to, I don't need to, but we are done. And now we can finish assembling our card. So here's my little piece, and then it's gonna go right inside of here. So I'm just gonna glue this in. Now, there's something I want to caution you on that I think would make things easier. When you're making this little insert, I think rather than telling the Joy the size of the material you're gonna be using, I think just put a shape, put a rectangle on your mat, and then center your font and let it cut your rectangle and draw your font at the same time is a better option. Having to center your little piece and get it just right on the Joy mat is a little bit fussy. So again, I would just put a shape on there that is the size I want to cut out. Then I would put my font on it, and when the Joy cuts, I would let it cut this part as well as write this part. That would make life a lot easier, I think. But this was my first try with this, my first try to make that happen. Not my first time writing, but my first time to try to make a little insert. And look how cute. Super easy card, quick and easy to make. Look at the glitter, so pretty. And don't forget, I still have this little piece that I can add to something else because I will totally reuse that bow. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. That's our first little video. I just thought I would do something using the app because I wanted to show you how simple it is to do that, and also using these card inserts. Now, these inserts come in lots of colors. I'm going to link all that information for you below, and I'll have everything I used today linked for you in case you just want to go click a link and be able to grab one for yourself. Thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to head over to Melody Lane's channel and watch her Joy video that she'll be putting up today. And let me tell you something, she is much better at Cricut than I am. I am very rusty, but she is very good. She teaches it every week. So if you're looking for some really good information using your Joy machine, I know Melody will have it for you. All right, we'll see you next Saturday night about this same time for the rest of July with another Joy project. Thanks so much for watching. Till next time, bye now.